Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Much.
All right, welcome to race day one from King Abdulaziz Racetrack. You're looking at pictures of that track, home of race day one. I'm here this is Chris alongside Kaylin.
Good to see you again.
All right, so we have 15 races today. I'll put those up in a second. First to announce, I randomly determined the weather, and it's a rainy day. There's only like a 22.5% chance that each day will have rain. And I was hoping that race day one wouldn't, so we could have a normal day, but no, I have to respect the integrity of the simulation, and it's a rainy day. Here are the 15 races on tap for today, which you've all seen. I want to preview a couple. So first, let's talk about those last three. So the first of those is race 14. You'll notice that 3-year-olds are not don't qualify for the two premier stakes races at the end. So the top 3-year-olds are slated to be available in the race 14. During the draft, there was surprise, and Brett's stable drafted both of the top 3-year-olds. So we expected to see maybe Beach Carrot and Intention in race day 15. But Brett surprised us again and decided to rest both of them today, which leaves race number 14 and its $95,000 purse wide open to this field. Johnny's Executrix will be the favorite. But without those two projected top contenders in the 3-year-old group, this race became more wide open. Another race to focus on is the Red Sea Turf Handicap, one of 2 stakes races tonight. We ended up only getting 6 entries into that one. It's a giant purse, $350,000. I think the entry fee discouraged some people. I should mention that the top 6 horses in races take home some money. And the prize for 6th place equals the entry fee. So maybe I should let you guys figure this out yourselves, but as long as you get a top 6, if you get 6th place in a stakes race, you break even. If you finish in the top 5, you make a profit on an enormous purse of prize money. I made this graphic. There are 27 stakes races on the year, and 2 of the top 6 largest prizes are today. There will still be 25 more after this, but there's a lot of money available today. So anyway, the favorites there's 3 C-grade horses in the Red Sea Turf Handicap. And then finally, our premier race, the Saudi Cup, which is the second biggest prize of the whole year, has 8 entries. And we get to watch Portugal the Fast versus Apology Accepted, 2 A-grade horses that went for a ton of money in the draft. Hold on, my dogs are playing. Yeah, so that's the premier matchup. I'm super excited to see Portugal the Fast versus Apology Accepted, but there's also some B-grade and C-grade horses. Kaylin entered a D-grade horse, Jeffersonian, but again, if Jeffersonian can finish in the top 6, it'll break even in the top 5, and it'll make part of this big $1 million purse. All right, one other announcement. So a lot goes into horses' race performance. A lot of it is skill based on your part, choosing the horses with the right grade for the race that they're entered into, and the ideal distance, and the track surface. And then there's a few other things that go into it, but then after that is some luck. I simulate a number between 1 and 6,000. There were times when I simulated race day 1 where some of your numbers came back like in the 40s, and 40 out of 6,000. So 3,000, a number 3,000 would be a completely average race day. 6,000 is like the best you could possibly do, and 1 is like a horrible race day. So some of you had numbers that came back in the 40s, which is less than even the first percentile. And there were others that came in around 5,900, which is up near the 98th percentile. Those, of course, will be rare, and most of them will be more average performances. But just know that if some of you had poor performances today, it's not necessarily because of poor strategy. Just like all fantasy sports and sports management, really, all you can do is increase your likelihood of winning. The rain today will also make the results more volatile. And then 2 rules that I have to follow is I'm only allowed to simulate the races once for the integrity of the whole thing, no matter how predictable or unrealistic or boring or outrageous or heartbreaking or too perfect the results are. Another rule is when I entered horses into races to compete against your horses, like in race number 13 here, I'm not allowed to strategize. So I didn't pick F-grade horses that are particularly good at 10 furlongs. I just randomly picked them so that I'm not strategizing against you guys. But without further ado, should we have more ado, Kaylin?
I don't think so. Not at this time.
No more ado. We'll start with race number 1, which is open to grades K through G, and it's allowance race, and several of you have entries in it. Here they are. You guys might remember the racing bar chart sample from the first video. I changed the appearance a little bit, and hopefully that's okay. So we'll head to the track for race number. Oh, in the future, we're going to do this on Zoom, hopefully, and Jimmy will help be an announcer. And we're also going to do future races on Sundays. Anyway, here's race number 1. And they're off. Yeah, well, top 6 make money. All right, that was race number 1. The first winner of an HRFL race ever is that girl from school, and Macy, believe it or not, Macy. Junior Bacon comes in second, Tippapoo's Nose third. The top 6 make money. That was race number 1. All right, let's preview race number 2. All right, race number 2 is a claiming race. None of you have horses in this race, but it's still important because you're able to claim them. I'm going to highlight only one. Let's see, is this the right race? No, this isn't the right race. Anyway, these horses are available for $2,500. There's 17. After the race, we'll announce if there were any claims. Oh, wait, I did want to highlight. There is the heavy favorite is Nowadays, G-graded horse, while the rest are I or worse. I planned on just putting evenly matched horses in this, but like I mentioned in the rules and notes, if people had confusion entering their horses on the first day, I was going to let them shuffle it around and fix it. And that happened a little bit on this first day. And so I had to shuffle some horses around, and I ended up having one left over. And so the G-grade horse Nowadays ended up getting put into this one sort of randomly. And the fact that it's a G-grade horse available for a mere $2,500, it might reward the fact that it might reward people that paid attention and claim it at a lower amount. I figured is a good thing, not a bad thing. All right, we'll head to the track. Oops. All right, they're in the gate. They're all available. All right, so the winner, perhaps as expected, is Nowadays, followed by I'm Mad at You and Ronnie and the Law. Hansel didn't finish. There's a 0.5% chance that horses get injured during the race. And then there's various levels of injury. I took out fatal injuries because it was too much of a bummer. Hansel got injured. The nature of the injury is that it's career ending, which is a bummer, yeah.
It escalated so quickly.
It did. So I'll tell you, since no one's ever going to own Hansel, I'll just explain. I simulate and get a number between 1 and 6,000. A lot of you guys are I think, familiar with board games where if you roll like a 20-sided die, if you get a 1, it's a critical failure. Well, between 1 and 6,000, Hansel rolled a 6,000-sided die, and the result was 1. So, so Hansel's done, but congrats to the finishers. There were 4 claims. The first was Body Surfer, was claimed by Jimmy. Ichigo was claimed by Jesse. There were 2 people that tried to claim Nowadays. I already did a random number generator to decide who got them. If you guys want, I can do those live on the broadcast, but to save time, I did them ahead of time. So Nowadays goes to Brett, and Ronnie and the Law was claimed by Casey. All right, let's proceed to race number 3. This is a claiming race for $4,000. All the horses are between G and H grade, and it's a full field of 20. None of you own them, but perhaps some will be claimed. And they're off. All right, the winner is Gefilte Fish, followed by Pizza Slice and Vibing. Stratocaster Canvas comes in last. It was one of the G grade horses, but had a rough day. All right, there was 1 horse claimed, and it was last place finisher Stratocaster Canvas. There was actually 3 claims on Stratocaster Canvas. I did the random number generator, and that one was also claimed by Brett. All right, we'll go to race number 4.
You think Brett's disappointed?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him. A lot of people thought Stratocaster Canvas was worth the claim, though. All right, race number 4 is 19 G grade horses, and it is our first turf race. The claim amount is $6,000. So we'll head down to the track. You guys notice that it's raining on the graphic. All right, and they're off. There were some photo finishes there with positioning shuffling at the end. Prospectus is the winner, Yeti's Abyss second, and Blano third. I wanted to mention, I've told probably half of you, but the horses have colors, and when there were 400 colors or 400 horses is when I randomized the colors. Cremello is a super rare color of thoroughbred where it's like white, and it's super rare, so I only made 1 of them. And when I randomly applied the colors to the 400 horses, it just worked perfectly where the 1 white horse was Yeti's Abyss. Crazy.
My mom calls that a god wink.
Perhaps it was a god wink. All right, race number 5. I'm like you guys. I'm way more excited for the horses where you have entries. It's 11.5 furlong dirt surface race, an allowance race, and there are 8 entries, and they are all owned by you guys. 5 of them are F-grade horses. They're the favorites on paper, but let's see how it turns out. We're back to the dirt track. All right, so far, the only stable owner with a win is Macy. Let's see what happens in race number 5. It's Macy again. Second gen stacker with the win. Andrews Prickly Pete gets second, and Waltz the Velocitizer third. Rounding out the top 6 and therefore receiving some payments is Banjo, Blue Shell, and Phenom. Sudden Burst and Home Movies with some rougher outings. All right, race number 6 is another claiming race. Most of the horses are unowned, but it's a full field of 20. Oh wait, I think I forgot to mention the claims after race number 4. Carolyn, you got to keep me honest.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Race number 4, there was one claim. It was Criminy Sakes, is now owned by Casey. Okay. Sorry about that. Race number 6 is a full field of 20. Walt was brave enough to put his horse, Swamp Knocker, into race number 6, and so it's available to be claimed. When you look at the grades, Swamp Knocker should be the favorite at a grade E, but again, it's a huge field. So let's go to the track for race number 6. All right, Walt Swamp Knocker performed well, but he's going to finish third. Winner is Rise to Vote, Sir. Second place, Campfire Songs. There were 3 claims. First, Magical Crinkle Ear, the 5th place finisher, was claimed by Nate. Swamp Knocker, there were 3 claims for Swamp Knocker. He was claimed by Jimmy. So Jimmy will pay Walt $8,000. And then Winter Wonderland was also claimed by Nate. All right, there's only 2 claiming races left. The next one is race number 7. Let's preview race number 7. All right. Andrew was brave enough to put Red Scamper in race number 7 as a grade E horse. Red Scamper will be the favorite, but there's a field of 12, 7.5 furlongs on dirt. Let's go to the track. All right, the winner is Antithesis, then Ichabod, then Boom Shakalaka. Tough outing for our favorite Red Scamper. There were 4 claims. First claim was Ichabod. There were 2 claims for Ichabod. Jesse won the claim. There were 2 claims for Red Scamper, Andrew's horse, and Brett got the claim, so Brett will pay Andrew the $8,000. Boom Shakalaka was claimed by Jimmy, and Waltz Stradivarius was claimed by Casey. All right, we're 7 races in. So far, the only winners have been unowned horses and Macy. But now we're going to start to get into the meat of the races where you guys are the owners. All right, race number 8 is... So I noticed after posting the original entries that Phenom was entered into 2 races, so we've corrected that. Phenom is not in race number 8. So it's a race full of 6 E-grade horses, so it should be pretty evenly matched. It's a $70,000 purse. We're starting to get into some better horses here. Let's go to the track. All right, and they're off. And it's Albie and Nate, our second owner winner, after having, I think, a last place finish earlier. He comes out on top, followed by Whoville, then Dungeon Master. No comment, Susanna, and Capiche with a uncharacteristically rough outing. Congrats to Nate. All right, next up is race number 9. To preview it, it's on turf, a mere 6 entrants. F and E grade horses, like the E grade horses, and therefore favorites are No Thanks Diplomat, Gator Knight, Chips and Medallions, and the Nuclear Option. All right, we're back on the turf. And the winner is Gator Knight. Congratulations to Andrew, followed by Jumbo Cheesema and No Thanks Diplomat.
Shout out to Andrew, who we know is watching based on his poor Glue Factory comment.
All right. Congrats, Andrew. All right, race number 10. We're back on the dirt in a sprint style race, 6.5 furlongs. There are 7 entries, including 5 E grade horses and 2 F grade horses. All right, let's go to the track. And it's Standard Bearer, Christian Stable with its first win, followed by Trivia Night, then Charmer. Macy finally had a race that didn't go exactly his way. Bad Communicator finishes last. All right, that's race number 10. Next is race number 11. 11, 13. 5 races to go. Race number 11 has 11 entries, which is exciting. They range from grade F to grade C. The 3 C grade horses are Sapphire Surge, Supply and Demand, and Sugar Bomb. Those are your favorites. We're back on the turf. This is a relative sprint also at 7 furlongs. Also, let's see, the prize money's starting to get higher. This is an $80,000 purse. Kaylin, you've got one in this one.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah. All right, and they're off. All right, the winner is Sapphire Surge. Congrats to Johnny. Fever Pitch, a solid finish for Zach. And Pocket Aces third. Kaylin, tell us how you felt about Pocket Aces.
It was a real roller coaster, but there's still money if I get third, right?
Oh, yeah. Top 6 get money.
Oh, yeah.
Careful, don't comment early.
I'm not.
Good. All right, yeah, congrats. Sugar Bomb and Supply and Demand, a couple of the favorites finished 4th and 5th. All right, next up, race number 12 was canceled for not having enough entries, had 0 entries. So we'll go to race 13. All that's left after this is those 3 races we highlighted in the pregame show. All right, race number 13 is $90,000 purse. This is our last claiming race. The claim amount, though, is $50,000. That's how much these horses are available for. The favorite is in the 1 post position Runt, owned by Johnny, the winner of the last race. There's Walt's got an E grade horse. There are 3 unowned F grade horses, and the long shot is Casey's The Empress. All right, the horses are ready. It's back-to-back for Johnny. Runt with the convincing win, then Fly By Night and Seismic Shift. They sort of finish in order of their grades, so no surprises in race 13. As for claims at $50,000, there were no claims in this race. So that was the last of the claims races. Now to race number 14, which excitingly has 14 entries. A lot of you have 2 horses in it. There's 1 C grade horse, and it's owned by Executrix, or it is Executrix, owned by Johnny, who won the last 2 races. But there are a smattering of grade D horses ready to take down Johnny. But actually, one of them's Tacticulator, owned by Johnny. 8.5 furlongs will go to the track. This is a $95,000 purse. All right, and they're off. Boom. It's Johnny, and it's Executrix. 3 in a row for Johnny, followed by Squibbler, owned by Christian, and Jazz, owned by Jimmy. Fun race. The top 6 made money. All right. Now for the last 2 are the stakes races, big money races. So by contrast, that last one was a sizable prize at a $95,000 purse. The next race is the 6th largest prize of the whole year, the Red Sea Turf Handicap at $350 grand. It only got 6 entries. So it turns out that entering this race at all was good strategy, because the top 6 horses of the 6 will share this $350,000 purse. There are 3 C-grade horses: Peterberg, owned by Jimmy; Ginkle Winker, owned by Macy; and Chasmo 69, owned by Johnny. 2 D-grade horses and an E-grade horse. A lot of money on the line here. This is a big championship stakes race. 12 furlongs, maximum distance, so a big marathon on turf. All right. 6 horses are in the gate. The Red Sea Turf Handicap 2024. And they're off. All right, it's Metaphorical Pitcher, our first stakes winner and a third win of the day for Macy. Congratulations to Macy and Metaphorical Pitcher. So I decided that for the stakes winners, they will be bestowed with one of HRFL's highest honors. They will be immortalized with a photo. So introducing Metaphorical Pitcher,
Beautiful.
a Blood Bay thoroughbred. And that will go on the spreadsheet, so you'll be able to see them in the future. I don't remember if that's a male or female. Congrats to Macy. Big prize there. All right, the only race remaining, race number 16, is the Saudi Cup. This is a $1 million purse. Almost without a doubt, whoever wins this race is going to be in first place for the first several race days, at least until the Kentucky Derby, our next big prize, which isn't until race day number 5. Again, there's 27 stakes races, so there will be plenty of time to catch up. But whoever wins this is going to be pretty convincingly in first place in the league for a while. And the big storyline, the big headline is that it's Portugal the Fast against Apology Accepted out of the 2 and 7 post positions. Big A-grade horses, huge money spent on them in the draft. They're the heavy favorites, but look out for some of these B and C grade horses too. Anything can happen, as we saw in the last race. Metaphorical Pitcher, a D grade horse, was able to upset 3 C grade horses en route to the first stakes win in the history of HRFL. All right, so good luck to Jesse, Andrew, Kaylin, Zach, Johnny, Christian, Jimmy, and Casey.
Are you saying I'm out of my league putting my D horse in this?
I'm saying Jeffersonian is a relative long shot in this field, but at $1 million purse prize, certainly no one's blaming Kaylin for giving Jeffersonian a chance. And yeah, upsets happen. We've seen it. All right, so we'll head to the track for the Saudi Cup, the second biggest prize of the whole year. $1 million purse. First place, I think, takes home more than half of that. Apology Accepted, Portugal the Fast. You ready, Kaylin?
Yes, the suspense.
I don't want to understate. It's a big race. And they're off. All right, that's it. Portugal the Fast. Andrew with the win in the Saudi Cup. Quicksilver upsets Apology Accepted for second, and Apology Accepted takes home this pretty sizable, though, third place prize. Phantom Ring, Distracted, and We Don't Say That also take home money, although We Don't Say That's prize just cancels out the entry fee, followed by Jeffersonian and Good Authority. All right, that's race day number 1. Let's recap some of the performances. So again, it's a long season, and there were people that had unlucky days and people that had lucky days. Clearly, Andrew, Johnny, and Macy had very good days. There were some others who had some unlucky days. Off the top of my head, I think Casey had 8 entries, and all 8 of them finished in the top 6, so they all finished in the money somewhere, but he really struggled to get in the top 3. Christian and Nate had some performances, although they both had wins. They both had some horses that underachieved. Jimmy definitely had some horses that underachieved. And Brett only had a couple horses in races. Kaylin only had 3 horses in races, so it's sort of hard to comment on the days they had.
It's been brought to our attention that we need a horse photo for Portugal the Fast.
That's right. Thank you for that. One of the highest honors in HRFL. Who mentioned that?
Andrew himself, keeping you in line.
Yeah. All right. Well, Portugal the Fast, you'll see, is a brown horse without the black mane and tail. Introducing Portugal the Fast,
Stunner.
our second stakes winner, and the sole reason that, the primary reason Andrew will be in first place for at least the first several race days. But there's 18 race days, 25 more stakes races, so lots of opportunity for people to catch up.
Does he not have hair? Is that why he's so fast?
He's got a little hair here. It's behind him. See, you can see it in the back. That's Portugal the Fast. And I'll put that on the spreadsheet too. If you guys want to stay on the broadcast, I'll see if I can update the standings fast enough to show you guys in real time here.
Are we seeing how the sausage is made live?
Boom. All right, so check this out. It shows how fatigued the horses is. It should be updated with the horses that you claimed. There's Body Surfer, for example. Remember, Brett only had 4 horses coming in, but he claimed a few. And then there's the results, including Andrew's $600,000 prize for Portugal the Fast win. And you can see, remember, he had an $8,000 claiming sale, so it should all be updated. If I go to the standings, that's where we stand after race day 1.
Woof.
Plenty of time to catch up for those not at the very top. And then I will also update the claims log to show the claims that happened. Just FYI, this is their level of fatigue on race day number 2, which is upcoming. In the future, races will be on Sundays, and I think the deadlines for claims or entries are just going to be Saturdays at noon. Saturday at noon. It'll work better. Jimmy's going to be a much better announcer than I am.
You did great.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Good luck to everyone moving forward.
Andrew says drinks on me.
Hansel will move to the retirement pasture and will be well cared for. It was the only horse injured on race day 1, so that's not too bad. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm going to find out how to end this live stream.